And we are live, but we'll wait for some people to get here. I don't think my husband's even listening. He's out on the tractor.
Nice.
Well, he could have it on his phone. He's done that before.
Yeah, probably. He'll pop off in a minute. You're like,
Yeah, exactly.
So do I get to see like when people come
on? Can you see up at the top?
I see the live 38 seconds.
And there's a little eyeball?
No.
No? Okay, right now we got 5 viewers. 6. So,
great.
And Sean Glander. Sean's already talking. What's up? Hi, Sean. Well, we're up to 8.
I see his comment. Oh, there goes Cajun.
And there's Cajun. Met Cajun at Mob-Fest 4.
There's Hubs.
Yeah, we were just talking about him. Last I saw, he was out in the tractor. And Cheddar. We got all kinds of people on here tonight. We're already up to 14.
Yay.
Sweet. Well, y'all, welcome and howdy. And I am Tisha Clinkenbeard. I'm the president of the Craft Whisker Club. And we're welcoming you to our first Craft Whisker Show for it's, I guess, what do you call that? Inaugural? I don't know. Is that a word?
It's our word.
And so I have, let's see if I can do this right. I have Sommer with me. So, Sommer, tell us about yourself.
I'm just going to do this. I'm the vice president. I hate you. I hate doing this, first of all.
But she's doing it for me.
I'm the vice president for the Craft Whisker Club, and I'm secretary for Beard Mob North Texas. And
because she's one of my besties, she's doing the show with me tonight. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, Cajun, you've never seen Jiggy this quiet. Yes,
I will. I
know. So, love the show, Fawn Hall. We love you too. And Brains, we have some pictures of Brains that I don't know if they've been leaked to the public yet, but. And then we got Yukon. He's actually a member of the club. So, pretty excited. And I hope everybody saw the awesome wood piece that he made me. It's really cool. Maybe I'll show it to you in a little bit. So, let's get us kicked off. We wanted to welcome everybody to the show. And like I said, this is our first ever Craft Whisker Club show. And we wanted to get the show started to pair up with our Craft Whisker battles. And really, we want to start encouraging people even more through this online outlet to get involved in craft bearding and have this as an outlet also for the club to help those in craft bearding. And this really comes to how the mission of the club itself. So as the club, we wanted to grow the actual interest and participation and support of those doing craft beards, and at the same time, really contributing to the bearding community, especially around the charitable activities. So we've had a couple of comps lately, and we'll talk a little about them at the closer to the end of the show. But let's see, what else about the club, Sommer, do you think applies? This club
that we need, like, it's not just for the Whiskerinas, it's not just for the girls, it's for the kids and the men that want to create beards, whether they already have one and just want to join in or don't have one and
want to make it.
So like we're trying to grow that way.
Exactly. And well, let's see. I keep trying to do spoilers for later in the show, so I'm trying not to. So the way we're going to do with the Craft Whisker Show and the Craft Whisker Battles is on the first Monday of every month, we're going to have the actual Craft Whisker Show, which is, like I said, this is the first one that we'll actually do. And then on the third Monday of the month, we'll have the Craft Whisker Battles. We kind of decided to change it up because a lot of times we were having logistical problems and just issues where it was hard to do the battle every 2 weeks to get everybody going and all the boxes out, etc. So we thought we would mix it up a little bit, start the show, and really give this as our opportunity to talk about the community and what we're doing and news and how craft bearding is today in the world and where we want to go. And of course, the show and the battle they'll always be at 7 p.m. Central Time, so you will know where to find us. Let's see, we have 30 people watching us.
I didn't know.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to tell you that. Summer's gonna like jump away. So, so
I'd rather see people face to face. I'm a face to face kind of person.
But you're just gorgeous, darling.
We'll do the whole...
All right.
Sorry.
So she'll give us the beard mob salute here in a minute.
Let's attempt to not.
All right, good girl. So a little bit of what we want to talk about, kind of the updates and the news, what's going on in bearding, and especially with craft bearding. And we want to share with you guys competitions, both future and past, kind of what's going on there, who's doing what, who are they benefiting, and also to share a little bit about the past competitions, the fun and the successes of those, and kind of went on with it. And also each week we want to have a guest from the bearding community. And
read the comments, sorry.
Jiggy not jigging tonight. That one's a good one. My husband says, "The girl, you cannot stand still."
Me?
Yeah.
I know. Well, that's the problem. Is I'm trying to like not knock the camera over.
Hey, but you doing good, Mama Deuce says.
Thanks, Mama Deuce. You always have my back.
Well, but David says you're looking hungover. Y'all quit picking on my girl. Y'all quit picking on my girl. All right, and then last but not least, we will talk about pretty much anything we like on the show. So that leaves it open for banter and making fun of those that are making comments. And
right. I'm fixing to stir some people up. Y'all just wait till I get comfy.
And of course,
that's the problem, Yukon.
Jiggy doesn't have no music.
I don't have any music. Damn it, Yukon.
All right, so what's upcoming on the comps? You have any of these, Jig?
I don't know. I know the past ones. I know Bearded Hero 5.5, right?
That's the first one on the list. March 20th is Bearded Hero 5.5 online. Of course, the club is Bearded Hero, and it's benefiting the Mustard Seed Furniture Bank in Fort Wayne. I'm thinking that's Indiana.
Yeah.
Fort Wayne in Indiana.
Yeah.
And then this one, Jig and I are planning to go to April 3rd, the Charity Car and Bike Show and the Beard and Mustache Competition in Nolensville, Texas. Central Texas Beard and Mustache Club is one of the sponsors. It's at It's the Pit Stop. Isn't that the name of the place?
Pit Stop.
In Nolensville. And their beneficiaries are the Project Healing Hero and We Are Not Broken. So I think these first three that I'm talking about, they already have events on Facebook. So if you're looking for those.
But Bearded Hero is online, and
these other two are in person.
In person.
All of these next ones are in person. So Bearded Hero is the only one online. So we try to share the events on the Craft Whisker Club page, and so you can go on there and take a look around. And then July 31st is Beards on the Rocks in Spokane Valley, Washington. That's Beard Mob, Washington. And I don't have the charity on that one yet, so more info to come. And then this is one of my favorites because I'm really, really excited about it. On August 21st, it's the Show Me Beard and Mustache competition in St. Louis. And, of course, St. Louis Beard and Mustache Club is hosting it. And I'm a judge. So,
thank God. We got to compete.
I know. Okay. So, it's, we think right now it's an all-woman lineup. We were all going to judge last year, and when everything was kind of going crazy with the COVID and the lockdowns, whatever you want to call them. So bringing that panel back, but we actually have two of the panel that are getting married and aren't able to make the competition. So we'll find out more about that on our next battle. Okay. All right. So their beneficiary or charity is the Covering House. So those are the four that I have and knowledgeable. If you have an event or competition you want to just go over and share it on the Craft Whisker Club page, or let one of us know and we can do that. All right. That's the battle message. Here you go. That's the Craft Whisker Club Facebook page. So I'm learning how to do this. And mark your calendars because supposedly sometime in September is Nationals in Scranton, Pennsylvania. So I can't remember what day. All I heard was September. So if you know what day it is, you can drop it in the comments. And
Barefoot will know.
Oh.
What up, Boo? Hey, Zero.
Oh, Sean said it's Dallas's charity for BOTR. Just can't remember the name. So we'll get more specific details.
Ooh, Sarah says I have my Airbnb.
You do?
Yeah. Best Airbnb ever.
Where at?
Her house.
Oh, man. That ain't right. Let's see. And then, oh, my husband's telling me September 11th.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I couldn't remember. All right. And Boo, we are good. You're going to have some comments to make later, I think.
Shut up.
Okay, so next, Sommer and I are so excited to have this person on the show tonight because we both adore her. You want to introduce her?
Do I?
Yeah, you introduce her.
Christine Hackman. Everybody knows. Like, I don't have a good introduction.
No introduction.
Sorry.
Hey.
Sorry.
That's perfect. You pronounced it right. I'm happy.
So yes, super Christine, in a very quick turnaround time, we asked her to be on the show. I think it was Saturday.
Yeah.
A little late planning on my part. And she did agree. So super, super excited about that. So Christine, why don't you introduce yourself to the crowd? Tell us
I'm
a little
Christine
about
Hackman.
you.
Uh, well, let's see. I'm from up in Vancouver, Canada, and my first beard competition was in June of 2017. And then my second competition was the Worlds in Austin. So that was a steep learning curve. And
Dang.
that was terrifying. Actually, everything is terrifying. Being with you guys right now is quite terrifying, but I'm going to get through this. Yeah, and I've really enjoyed being a part of this community. I didn't know this existed, and I found my people, my bearded lady people. So that's very exciting to me. So.
Yay. I met Christine at Worlds in Belgium, and it was so exciting. Her smile is so genuine and always there. So she's super fun to be around. So, what got you into bearding, Christine?
Well, I am a professional wig maker for film and television and theater and stuff. So I've been doing that since 99, I think. And I started my own business in 2004. And so I was just, building everything on the body for other people. And I swear I have made hair for everywhere. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so then I just realized how good I look in a beard because it really covers a multitude of sins. Now I understand why all those men look so good in beards because I got several chins here that you don't need to see. So I'm actually a little nervous showing you what my real face looks like today, but see, it's better.
It's pretty. You're pretty.
Both ways.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So I just love doing it. This is my my job and my passion.
Awesome.
So, you said 2017 was when you first got into it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have to share some of those pictures of you on the Craft Whisker Club page. So I'm going to be either looking for or asking you for some pictures.
Okay.
So,
I just
like I said,
ask for them.
yeah. That way you get to be selective. Now, Christine, tell the group if they haven't noticed or don't know your little trademark when you do realistic bearding, and you did with creative.
Well, I always like to have a little bit of chest hair because I just think it's funny, and it does show off my best assets. Draws the eye, but if the beard's no good, then just look here.
Yeah. Baby beard.
And what I find is like a lot of people that I know that have seen me in a beard, like my female friends, are very uncomfortable with it because they're kind of like, well, you're kind of maybe more hot with a beard. So, not really.
My first, the first time I ever saw you was in a competition, and I really had to investigate your page. Like, it was so spot on. I was like, she just has to grow that herself. Like, that has to be her beard. So, yeah.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
And Christine, you've been very active on the onlines because we've all been, and you still are pretty locked down up there in Canada. So
Yes. Yeah, I mean, COVID obviously has been terrible for us up here. It was a year ago when all work that I had shut completely down, all of my theater contracts, film, everything gone. And so, quite honestly, being able to do these creative beards has been a lifesaver for me. It's really been a mental health touchstone. It's something I can do and talk to people, like I said, be with a community that's still having fun and still has light and life and creativity. So I really appreciate this. And I would never have been able to be in so many competitions, obviously, if everything hadn't gone online Which reminds me, if next weekend is the last online competition, that's the last you're going to see of me till Worlds, I guess. So, unless I can make it to Spokane, but we'll see. But it's been
Well,
fun.
I hope so. I hope
I
you
think
can
there's
make
still
it.
going to be some more online ones.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be an avenue for a lot of people still.
Yeah. Well, my
Yeah.
club is hoping to have one at the beginning of June, and the only way we could do it is if we go online. Because, like I was saying, right now, we still can't gather more than 6 people at a table in a restaurant. We can't have more than 10 people outside together. So it's pretty tight right now.
Yeah. And in Texas, we're kind of opposite.
Yeah,
Really?
I see pictures of you people hugging each other, and I'm so jealous.
I will
Oh.
say, I went into the store today, and I was quite surprised. Like, I believe I was the only one without a mask on. I just don't, like, unless I will do it if I have to. If they would have said, "Can you put a mask on?" I would have complied. But I stay away from people. I stay away from them. I stayed away. I don't get in people's personal space anyway. So,
Unless you're at a con.
Yeah, there's a couple instances where personal space is not.
Have either of you had to get the COVID test?
I have. I tested 5 or 6 times.
And did you get the brain tickler, or did you just get the nasal one?
4
Like
were nasal that went all the way. Yeah, it goes back. And then 1 was the throat swab.
Oh, okay.
They're honest to God, they're really not that bad. Like, it just really isn't that big of a deal to me.
Well, I had to get it done, but it was just like an inch in there, so I can handle an inch. But yeah.
The first time that it happened like that, I was like, "Oh, that deep." Because I did the first one in a drive-through because I was sick, and that subsequently ended up in the hospital for like 5 days, but it wasn't COVID. I have a lung condition. That's why I sound like a smoker. So, anyways,
it's sexy. It's good.
I'm gonna start me one of them pages. Times are tough. Anyways, so there was that happened. But yeah, I had them. When I did it myself, I thought I did it properly because I do it to other people. But yeah, but it really just, for me, it wasn't that bad.
See, I work from home, and so my limited exposure, even in the first months, Shannon did the shopping. So, because he was out, he was, I hate essential, but works at a power plant. So he had to go into work. So I really don't get out, haven't been out to a large extent, except to comps when they were in person. So, but I hate wearing a mask. I absolutely hate it. But there are stores, even though in Texas they have said that it's not mandatory. There are a lot of stores that still require it. So, and I noticed that some of the local governments have still required it in Texas. So that was surprising to me. But yeah.
Well, I ended up sewing a bunch of masks because, like I said, I didn't have any wig work. So I have made and sold or given out 1,800 masks.
Wow.
That's
That is amazing.
I have too.
Yay. So I can't slam mask wearing because it's been keeping food on my table.
It's been taking care of you. Yes. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. And you still have some for sale. So you guys creepily.
You want to wear one? Wear one, please.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's your personal preference or whatever the legal requirements are.
Ooh, me now.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, and again, it covers up my chin. Very important. I might be wearing these for the next 20 years because it just hides all the bad things.
So yeah,
there is that.
You can tag Christine if you still need some mask. So she does make some pretty cool ones, I have to admit. Yeah. Yeah, Amarta has one of yours. So
It is made very well.
yeah. And yeah, John has a really good point. You're getting to keep up on your craft, but in a different form. And oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to ask you, what's your average time that you spend making a beard?
Well, because of the way I have to prep the hair and build it, it's taking me about 15 to 20 hours to go from idea to a finished beard. So actually, I brought some props. Can I share them with you?
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Okay. So for starters, this is my face.
Hold on, I'm gonna put you
So that's my big old face. And then it's built on lace. So that goes on there.
how did you make your face, Christine?
Oh, this originally, somebody gave me this leftover head, and then the face, my pattern, that's taken by putting cellophane on my face and then lots of clear tape and then drawing to get the outline. And then I put it on the form and used cotton to pat it out so I got the right shape. So that's how it's all custom. And then this is my tool that I use. It's a little tiny crochet hook. And so this is so I can get one hair at a time. And so then this is what it looks like. There we go. If I'm doing it really fine, so you can see how it's one hair.
Oh
and
my
then
God.
The beard itself, when it's all done, it's easy peasy. I can just strap it on real fast, in case I got to go out in public. And there we are.
So, you don't like put it, like attach it to your actual face? You just have it hang?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I'll put a little adhesive just around the edges, in which case I will use the Telesis, which it's a silicone adhesive. A lot of people just use regular spirit gum. That works perfectly fine too. The Telesis is for latex, so I find that you can, it stays stickier longer. The spirit gum seizes up real fast. And then the other recommendation, because I'm doing all the product pushing right now, is this tape that you can buy online. And the brand name is Walker's, and it's double-sided tape, and it works like a son of a gun, and it's what men use for their toupees. So a lot of people use Top Stick, but Top Stick really doesn't have the stick. So that's the one you want.
So we definitely have to get the names of those things.
I'm so baffled.
So, because
okay, so wait, do you lace it through the hole in the netting?
Yeah, it's like latch hooking a rug. So basically, I'm a hooker.
You're a hooker.
well, we'll be your pimps, Christine. Sommer, you look stumped.
I'm a little shook. Wow. Yeah.
Dang,
I thought they were all put on her. I thought you like really stuck them down onto your face and everything. But you just.
Well, if I was doing it, like that, then I wouldn't be able to reuse them. So this is great. So.
Right on. Right on.
That's
I made a
cool.
latex mask before I knew don't do that.
Yeah.
And I did it again though. Like I didn't even learn my lesson.
Well, at least
So
you didn't use Gorilla Glue, so.
Yeah.
That's true.
My face was so smooth. So yeah. But
oh gosh.
on the wig netting. Awesome.
So Christine, I know with any
shook over the head.
Oh, when your coworker walks in with that, I'm a hooker. Is that what she was talking about? So what is like your favorite part of bearding, or a couple of your favorites, other than the hugs, I'm sure?
Well, I just like I said, the community. It's really interesting to me that not only does everybody do this, and somebody in our club described it as a beauty pageant for men, which I thought was cute.
It kind of is.
Yeah, it really is.
It's just the idea of everybody doing it for charity. It's really quite heartwarming. Like I saw how much the Mobfest raised, and that's incredible. And so I'm happy that I've been able to, in my own little way, contribute to some charities outside of my own community too by doing this. So yeah, I'm just in awe of you people and all of the work that you are doing and how much love you put into the community and to these events. They're just fun. So.
It is fun.
It is a blast. I mean, I totally, we've had little competitions that we've been to over the last year, little groups. And of course, Mob Fest, we knew it was going to be big, but it was just like, it was awesome. And we'll tell y'all a little more about that later. But you're right. I think that's one of the things I enjoy is that I tell people I've never experienced a group of people, a community like we have in bearding.
Right.
It's just every kind of people. That probably wasn't grammatically correct, but it's just, and most of us don't even know or care, what you do for a living, or I mean, it's just nothing is based on that. It's just the people you meet in their hearts, I think, is a good descriptor.
Yeah. And I've been very lucky to connect with people online and chat, that I've met through these competitions. So I'm building up more of a personal relationship with people, and it just really touches my heart. Everybody is just very generous in their joy for this. So
yeah, for sure.
Well, I have to thank you because for nationals you did a chicken bread impersonation, and let me tell you, when Shannon would ask people to look at that big compilation of photos and pick where he was, every single one went to you in the picture.
Oh, good. Okay.
So you definitely pulled it off.
For sure.
Good.
So
I loved making that one because it was just, things are usually funnier in my head than they are in real life. And just the idea of doing the combination of his regular beard with him shaving it to the goatee, that was hilarious up here. So I was very happy with how it turned out. So that's actually one of my favorite beards that I've built. So
he felt like it was such a compliment. He may not be listening now, but he was very touched by that. So, but and also I was like stoked, and I'm going to ask you how you did it, because when I've done like a chopped beard or like a goatee, I've only done one goatee and I think one chopped beard, but it's really difficult to get it on your face, so how did you pull off the half and half?
that one was entirely glued. So there was a lot of glue on my face that day.
Okay. Yeah.
Of course, it's also always, like I said, terrifying. So I schwitz. So, it's always like, get the video done before this thing falls off of me. So, yeah.
And that happens a lot when we go to comps that are in hot weather.
Well, the reason that I found out about that blue tape versus the top stick is a million years ago, I worked backstage at a theater that was outdoors. And there was it was a Shakespeare festival. And in the first scene, you've got like 10 big burly men in layers and layers of leather. It's like 30 degrees here Celsius, which I don't know what that is for you, but it's hot for me because I'm just a delicate flower. And anyway, they would do their big burly manly stuff on stage, come off stage, and they would be sweating so badly, their facial hair would just drop into my hands. It was like, oh, so much DNA. Nasty. Just nasty.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Oh, I didn't even think about
That's just gross.
I know, right? It haunts
I don't
me
know what
this
to
day.
so
Conversation
that's
stuff,
when
but
tape
sorry
came
about
into
that.
play. Nice.
And at this last comp, I took Courtney Minchie's advice, and she gave me the tip that, and I feel free, I can share it, but she gave me the tip for keeping a mustache on to use a Band-Aid. So hot glue the what do you call it, middle part, and then use the other to stick to your face. And it actually worked, but I was having a hard time because I have makeup on at the comp, whereas when I practiced it, I didn't. So that
I've
makes
got
it.
another tip for that.
Oh, good.
Wherever you're going to use adhesive, not just no makeup, obviously, but use rubbing alcohol and clean the surface first, and that'll get rid of all your surface oils, and so you'll get the maximum adhesion then.
Excellent. So now in my comp bag, I'm going to be putting alcohol swabs.
Mm-hmm. It'll change your life, I promise.
Should have asked me. I had some.
You did? Man,
You did not communicate, ma'am. That's all I have to say. I would have had the back. There's the top.
so I walked
Just
around like this for like 45 minutes.
Okay, I saw that, but
You just thought she was crazy?
Well, I walk around holding my on too. So because I have this fear of it just like letting loose. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
That may be why I've done Whaler a few times.
Yeah.
And I have to tell a story with Christine too at Worlds when all the whalers were taking their picture. Off came that mustache, and Christine was in the middle of it.
Popped in the middle of them. Heck yeah.
That was good times. Yeah,
It was.
I treasure that picture. I do. Now, do you find that you also have to carry straws with you? In case you want to
carry
drink
straws in my fanny pack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Learned that lesson the hard way too. Yeah.
I need to. At Mobfest, I was searching for a straw after I'd put my beard and mustache on, and the only thing that saved me is I'd had a fountain soda, and I had to pull the straw out of that.
Yeah.
But I actually have Texas Craft Whisker Club straws, stainless steel straws.
Nice.
So
you're so fancy.
Well, we had them, and then of course now they're a one-of-a-kind item because they have Texas Craft Whisker Club on them. So years from now, maybe in some historic age, they might be worth something.
Auction them off. We'll let Shannon get them.
Well, I have two, but he never uses his, so.
Well, Whaler, he doesn't need to.
Right.
Exactly.
But lately, he's been putting his beard in his shirt when he eats.
Mm-hmm.
So it's quite funny to watch. But let's see. Marta said she was typing in the alcohol cleaning trick.
Oh.
So, all right. So, Christine, did I ask you what your favorite beard was or has been?
Gosh. I don't really have a favorite because I really do learn with each one. I would say actually one of my favorites would probably be one I did for our club here in 2018, and it's just a little tiny bit of a freestyled one, but it was my first attempt at doing something like that, so I was all proud of myself. So.
And I'm sure, did you just sweep the place with it?
Well, again, if there's only a couple people in the category, it's not exactly like I can be bragging like I, stormed a village or anything. But yeah, I might have happened to. It's an any given Sunday thing, right? And that was a Sunday when somebody liked my beard, so that was nice.
Well, speaking about the small categories, I got third at Worlds in 19 with creative, but I have to say there were only 4 of us. So while it's great, it's also like it kind of tempers itself there.
But still,
I
4
like
is
when
better
there's
than
only
3.
3. No, I like 3. I really don't like 4. Like I panic. I don't want to be number 4.
I've been number 4. I feel you.
I like 3. Like
Yeah.
I'm like walking out of this with 3rd. I am so good. Today was a good day.
Well, I like to say that it's all about the charities and it's all about the community, but it's kind of nice.
You like to win?
Winning's okay, right?
Yeah.
So it's nice
I
when it
like to win.
happens.
Yeah, there was a big conversation about this several months ago about, bragging or winning. And okay, let's be realistic. We all are really about the charities, but we're human and we're competitive. We like to win, and especially with the ladies. You put in so much time and effort and money, and it's like your baby is up there for judging, And it's like, are you going to kick my baby, or are we going to be up there?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, one of the guys was asking me, how could we get women involved in more categories? And it's like, damn, do you know how much time it takes to make one beard in one category? You can't be doing doubles and quadruples and everything. Right. It's just too much time.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. So much effort. They get to use the same beard every single time. Oh, they combed it out. Oh, it's extra pretty today, but we're doing it from scratch. So
exactly. And I don't know about you, but I take mine apart usually at least 3 times before it gets to the finished product.
Yeah. Well, I obsess because I like doing things, and so I'll be like, oh, that's just not quite right. Nobody's going to tell. Nobody knows what your inside vision is, but it has to be right. Yeah. So
for sure.
Yeah, I spend so many sleepless nights on these things, but I really enjoy it, so it's okay. But it's ridiculous in this noggin, trust me.
So let me ask this. You said 15 to 20 hours. When you get started, do you just go for it until you get tired of looping it? Or do you stop and think about it some more? Like I piece mine together. Like I do a little bit and sit and let it look like the challenges, those 1 hour.
Oh, yeah.
Not me.
Well,
Not
with
me.
with realistic, yeah, I have to at least know what color and what length I need. And so I can do all that in one sitting. And then the next challenge is what kind of texture do I need and what kind of shape. So yeah, it is broken up into a few things, but there's a little bit of planning in advance. But a lot of times it's also, you just got to let the material tell you what it wants to do. And some days it just doesn't want to do what you thought it was going to do. So.
And now, so you do a lot of like color and either curl or straightening, or do you do all that to the hair after you get it put on, or is it like you have all your hair colored and use it?
Yeah, usually it's better to do the coloring in advance, because after spending all that time knotting it, if I'm going to mess it up with the color, tears before bedtime. So no, so I get it dyed in advance, and I like to usually perm all of the hair in advance too, because that just gives it that kind of gnarly texture that you want. So, but the other thing is like I use human hair because that's what I'm used to, and because it is easier because you can use your curling irons and stuff on it. And I know a lot of you gals use the synthetic hair, and it's very unforgiving. And I know you are fighting even harder to make it beautiful because you can't use heat on it. So you have to just manipulate it and use your got to be. Thank God for that little yellow bottle, right? But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, got to be is holding me in place today.
Oh.
Let's see. We were Sommer and I were talking about when we were talking about things to talk about. That's a lot of talk abouts, but And I'm sure you see it, Christine, the number of women competing in the creative or realistic categories, and then also the number of men that are actually competing with the beards that they make and having their own category when they, with the competitions. So we just kind of
Well, firstly, I want to say that you gals that are doing creative so often, it's amazing that you can have so many great ideas and the skills to construct them. Like there's so much that goes into it. It's not just like you're hot gluing some stuff to your face any old day. I can see the process, and like Tisha, I was talking about your tag beard and how there's just an elegance to it because there's just the right amount of tags. It's not it didn't have to be, down to your knees, but it was just lovely. And on
thank
the other
you.
hand, Sommer, your Yosemite Sam, that blows me away because it's so glorious, right? So
That was my second competition.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You're just
Great
naturally
American.
fabulous. That's awesome.
It was that Great American. It was my daughter's first and my second.
Wow.
I was
Wow.
terrified.
Yeah.
Terrified. Thank you
Well,
very much.
like Tisha was saying, that's your baby, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It definitely, and there are a couple of things that with the new craft bearding that we've really wanted to encourage and break some of the taboos that I think have been in existence. And this is one that is still probably in debate, but I have begun to reuse my beards because, like you said, Christine, it's just about it would be to me really stressful if I had to make a whole new beard for the competitions, especially with the onlines having so many of them. And that part, it's like, okay, I don't have time to make 3 beards in a month. So, like the cow tag beard, I used it for beards on the bay, and I used it for nationals. But it's just there's not enough time and stress that can actually make that many beards happen.
Yeah.
So, and I know there's a lot of whiskerinas that are like, no, you can't reuse a beard, but I'm a beard reuser, and I'm proud.
My name is Summer, and I'm a beard reuser.
Yeah, well, I agree. I think it's totally fair because it takes so long. But I'll tell you my story is the beard that I wore for the Worlds in Antwerp. Got a first there. Thank you very much. But exact same beard, wore it a couple weeks later in my hometown. Came in second. So again, any given Sunday, right? But yeah. So maybe I'll dust that beard off and see if anybody can like it again. But I don't know.
Well, my World's beard from Antwerp, I've actually worn 3 times. I added a mustache the last time, and
That
I wish
mustache
cute
was very
too.
clever.
That was
I
really
love that it was upholstery needles because that's again elegant and just makes perfect sense. I love that it tells a story, right? So,
yeah.
and also, I just want to go back and say there's nothing wrong with just hot gluing a bunch of stuff to make a beard because that's also really fun. So it's just a different side of things. And I love the craft battles because I love seeing people on the spot with creativity.
right.
And we've talked about maybe me doing one of those one days, but I'm terrified of it because I couldn't even agree to be on here tonight without thinking about it overnight. I'm a Capricorn and I need to think through all the scenarios. So I don't know if I could do that. So I have huge respect for all the people who have done it. I would like to try, but huge respect. So, and it's really fun to watch. So.
It is fun to watch. It gives me anxiety watching people.
Totally.
You think it does you. When I had to do it, it was just like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? I've never built a beard. The shortest one was like a day and a half of work. And it And I don't normally use a whole lot of hot glue. I use different kinds of
Other
glue.
adhesives, yeah.
Yeah, I sew things on. So that to me was the hard part. I was like, I had to completely dump that method and say, okay, I've got a hot glue gun. You know, E6000 does not dry that quickly.
Well, I really appreciate how you've put up pictures of the process of you building your beards, because that's been very informative to me too, and very.
Right.
I love seeing what's behind the curtain, right? So to see
Yes.
Right.
that.
And
a
I
lot
have
of us
to,
discuss that at comps. Like,
yeah.
we're like, what did you
And
use for the base?
Melissa Crafton actually started that. And I just adore her. She was really one of the whiskerinas that I've spent a lot of time with and talked to her. But she has on, I can't remember if it's on her Facebook page or she's got a second one. I think it's Beauty and the Beard is the one that she has. And that's how I got it, is that she showed the process and how she put beards together. So that my printers decided to go on. I don't know. It's okay. Well, but that's where I got the idea, and with the club sharing that stuff, you know, and the latest one I started doing, and it actually seemed to be fairly decent, is using modeling clay.
You've been doing that one, yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, well, the cow patties on the cow tag beard actually turned out to look real, and the potatoes on the crawfish.
Those potatoes, like, just you know, the potatoes. Everything else, I mean, if it would have been like more scale to size, but
Yeah.
then it wouldn't have fit the whole beard
Yeah.
theme. But those potatoes were perfect.
Someone almost ate them. So
Well, it was a crazy week.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's something. And Shannon says the cow patties look very real, and he said, "Oh, you know your poop."
What a high compliment. That was.
So I guess for Summer and you both, what is the oddest thing you've ever used in a beard?
The oddest? Oh, salt.
That's
Well,
true.
the salt and the candy one. For December, it was all candy, and I had to break it and melt it and shape it. And those burns hurt really bad. And when candy slivers, it cuts really bad. And then when your nose, I was breathing out of my nose. My mustache is melting. It was awful. So whatever. And Tisha knows once I get to that point, like, I'm just like, meh, whatever. It is really whatever. If it falls off. So that one, but the salt was, it was pretty cool. It was all just like hot glue. And then I did the Morton Salt Girl. So that was pretty cool.
That was this last, or Cassian 20.
Before.
Yeah. What about you, Christine?
Well, because I haven't done a lot of the creatives, I guess it's kind of weird to use the yak hair for the realistic beards. People get kind of weirded out by that. But there was one for, I think it was the New Zealand one, where we sent in the pictures, and I was just trying to get an ice effect. And so I went on Pinterest, and I just you use Vaseline and then sprinkle sugar on it for the ice crystals. So
was that the miser one?
No, this was another. I'm shivering and I've got a toque on. Yeah. Anyway, it worked for a while, but then I had Vaseline all over my beard. That's really hard to wash out. And just weird. Yeah. I shan't be doing that again. So.
Well, for all we have, let's see, my husband used to show cattle. And so he originally started his freestyling with a spray that they actually use to puff the cow's tail up and keep it in place. It's like got to be, but for cattle. And it comes with this thing. It's called hair savior that you use to take it out once, you know, the calf or the cow or whatever's been shown. And I use it all the time because it takes off spray paint, you know, different glues, you know, the E6000, it doesn't take off super glue, but, and it's just great. You spray it on, it's an oil, and, you know, poof. Even I was impressed by taking spray paint off, but, yeah. So Sommer and I are also opposite in one other way. I think.
Besides that, she behaves and I don't.
Okay. Anyway.
So yeah.
So Sommer and I kind of do opposite. I think, again, I tend to get started with my base before I actually build my beard and think about how it's going to go in my head. And Sommer, if I'm wrong, tell me, but you tend to make your beards and then figure out how it's going to go on your head.
Yep. Like I have the idea and everything, and then I'm like, now what are you going to put it on? What's going to help that stay on? So yeah. A little bit.
Well,
backwards
having made exactly 3 craft beards so far, I can speak to this subject. But mine looked terrible because, like, the one that I made with the ice on it, that thing is so heavy and it hurts my face. And I should have got some advice from you gals because that was just a terror. And then I made this other one that was really flat, and it just looks like I put a poster on my face. I've got a lot of learning to do, but like I said, I think I'll just leave it to the gals who know what they're doing, and I'll stay in my lane. So.
My first one, I made it on a flat surface. It was fishing bobbers, and I like ran the fishing line and did everything and got them all glued down and picked it up, and it was just flat. I just died. I was like, And I'd waited till like the day before we were leaving to go, so it was a train wreck. My very first time, so I'm pretty consistent with the train wreck thing, though.
Yeah. You may notice that a lot of my beards are quite short, and it's not just to show off the chest hair. It's because I tried doing a long beard once, and that was the one, my Fosnot beard, and I got big boobs, and they stick out really far, and beards, like, they were landing right on there.
Right.
And it wasn't. Like,
you do have to pay attention to where it lands on you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So trying to do it at an angle, and then it ends up like the slope is. I'm built like an accordion that's been squashed down. So it's just like the beard has to go basically straight out if it's going to go anywhere. So that's why they're all very short.
Well, my crawfish beard was like that. It was just barely above. So, and also if it hits right here, sometimes it pushes it up as well
into
like a solid creative. And for that one, it was really true because I was trying to figure out how do I adjust this to do that. But
I go into where like the guys that do the freestyle, they have to like just hold their head out, you know, so that when they're turning their head, they don't hit the sides.
Yeah,
it's rough. So
yeah,
and appreciate the guys.
After Shannon's first freestyle, it was at December, where he did the Christmas tree, and number one, he was jingling, and that just about drove him insane because of the ornaments. And number two, he couldn't like, I had to drive because he couldn't turn his head to do anything. He's like, oh, now I know what you feel like. Yes.
Well, with my pincushion beard, I had it all figured out. Fits my face nice. I'm happy. Life is good. And it's sitting like this, so it's coming out. And then I would drop things on the floor. And like, I couldn't see anything. So again, lessons have been learned. To you guys. That being said, I am doing one more creative this weekend, and that's only because of Natalie. because she wanted to do all 4 categories for the bearded hero, and she kind of nudged me to do the same. So I'm going to show up and do all 4 categories, and I will fail at least 3 of them, possibly 4, but gosh darn it, I'll be there for charity. So
Yeah, that's the best part. So, let's see. We talked about a couple of the taboos in the whiskerinas. Did we lose Sommer?
Hang on a second. I got to plug my phone in.
So,
Wasn't prepared.
let's see. So we talked about kind of the taboo about the wearing beards more than once, and I've broken that quite frequently. But some people also, and I'm guilty of this to some point, I send Sommer pictures of my beards as I make them, so that she can see where I've changed everything. And I do try to take pictures as I go along. And sometimes I'll have pictures of it before I changed it,
I do that.
the 3rd iteration, and I have old pictures and then not the right ones. But we still have kind of this, I don't know, and I'm guilty of it too. That's why I'm bringing it up, is we don't want to show the world what we've got, before we go to a comp. And I don't know, I can't decide if it's the surprise factor or if it's the competitive side to all of us, is that we don't want to actually show. So I'm still thinking on that one. What do y'all think?
I don't show my beards in advance because I'm incredibly superstitious. And
Oh, really?
There's certain things I have to go through. There's certain, yeah. And not only that, like, I have to actually film now twice, because the first time I film, I always look back at it and I'm like, oh, that wasn't quite right. And again, it's things that nobody else would clock, but I'm like, oh, no, right? I had to take off all of my rings because with COVID, there's so much hand sanitizing. Whenever there's a competition, I put on all my rings again because they're my lucky charms. Now that I've told you, I've ruined it, but I don't even tell my mom what I'm doing in advance. And I just, after every competition, I have to email my mother, and she, oh, that's so nice, dear. Ooh. Ooh. She doesn't understand, but
my mother, I don't think she's listening, but my mom's the same way. Oh, that's so beautiful. And it's like, you can tell it's that, oh, it's so beautiful. Like, I have no idea. I don't understand this, but it's beautiful.
Good for you. That's nice. That's nice. Yeah.
Mine's opposite. She loves it. She's like, what are you doing next? Yeah, she thinks it's funny. Like, she likes it, and she really likes the charity part about it. Like, she'll sit next to me and we'll watch some of the shows or listen to them and stuff. But she likes to see all the other girls' beards and stuff. But she's put up with me for 45 years. So I really don't think it surprised her whenever I started doing all this. She's like, okay.
Yeah. It has taken years for some of my female friends to be okay with me in beards, because a lot of them don't like beards on men. So I know. So they're doubly freaked out when it's on me, and they're like, could you just not invite me to these things? Just don't. So that's fine.
Oh, wow. I can't imagine not liking a beard on it. Now, Mustache, I do like him better than Whaler. Oh, he just scared the bejesus out of me. I don't know if you heard that beating on the window.
Do you prefer Shannon without a mustache?
Yes.
How do you like him with the goatee? Like, we rub his cheek.
Well, when we met, he had a goatee and a mustache.
Oh, I gotcha.
For many years. So I like him better as a Whaler. I think his beard looks awesome as a Whaler. But the goatee was kind of a throwback in some ways. So, and he had been asking for 6 months whether I thought he should go goatee. And I kept saying, no, dude, you're Whaler Clink. I mean,
That's cool.
yeah. And so finally, with the mask deal, he got his excuse to shave to goatee. And at that point, I was just like, I'm really tired of you asking me the same question.
Right.
And he's listening and he knows this because I can hear it in the other room.
You made a sacrifice, and it was good of you to do that. So
Yeah.
letting
But
him do
yeah,
that.
I think the mustache bothers both of us because it gets in the way. And, I don't. Now, when we had
I
been
like a
dating,
mustache.
we've been dating probably 6 months, and he had to shave completely for a job. And I mean, in high school, he of course didn't have facial hair, wasn't allowed to do that. And so when he shaved, he looked so young and so different. And I said, I feel like I'm cheating on him because he looked totally different. It was just very disturbing. So, but okay. I know we're over an hour, but that's half the fun when we start chatting. So, I think did we I don't know. Only thing we have left is some of the past comps and what that experience was. So you want to take Mob Fest?
Oh, we were tying that in with how many, I guess just how many of the ladies are coming out. We noticed it in October. There was going all the way back to Omar's comp.
Right.
I think we're noticing a pattern that the Whiskerinas are one of the most filled categories,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's just kind of crazy. Like Tisha said, I think there was close to 10 in realistic and then maybe another 10 in creative. And then a lot of the ladies did both.
Right.
But just seeing that many of the ladies in the categories is crazy. And then we had 2 with the craft at Mob Fest, which was, it was fun. But just watching it grow.
Numbers just in full beard, that was about the only time you saw that number of people.
Right.
But I would say almost half, maybe half, we're doing realistic and creative. So that's pretty cool, I think. And with the men either competing in the craft categories or in a separate, most of the time we call it Whiskerina, but we're kind of changing that a little bit. But with men, a lot of times with the men, they just call it a craft beard category. And getting the kids involved in that. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Because if the parents are involved in the bearding community, they really, are starting their kids into being involved as well. So
right.
I think it's really quite touching the way that people will say that they look forward to seeing what the Whiskerinas and the kids are going to do. Like it's nice to be anticipated. It's nice to feel that inclusion.
Right.
Yeah. And no pressure.
Yeah.
But it's such a growing area. And that's really the biggest thing with the club. It was to get it out there. And I was super excited at Mob Fest because there were 3 ladies there who at some point in the past had either said they wanted to try, they were, kind of hesitant to try. And to see them out there and having created a beard and to compete, that was just, it really felt like, okay, we are making a little bit of a difference along the way with all of this. So,
well, you really are putting yourself out there to put something silly on your face and go in front of people with it. So it's so lovely when people just accept that you can be you can have fun. It's an outlet, and to be, again, embraced by a community that's like, that's a fun thing on your face. Good for you.
Right.
And just to enjoy that camaraderie that, and like we talked about tonight, that it's something we all can share. You know, we don't have the man beard going on, and but we can share what we do and how we do it. And like I said, that's huge. That's one of the major missions of the club, and you know, just helping each other out and having fun. You know, so. Well, I know we're just over an hour, and we were going to try to keep it to an hour. Of course, it's when we ladies get together, we talk a lot. We even got Jiggy to talk. So. Yeah,
Well,
I have to bring it up.
It's been a real honor to be with you gals, and I really appreciate you inviting me to be here. And again, just so lovely to talk to you guys. And I will keep looking forward to seeing what you're doing when you're having all your little in-person competitions that I can't be a part of, but I'll be looking.
Well, hopefully you can make it to Spokane Valley.
Yeah, let's hope that border gets open. Let's hope I get a jab, because I need some hugs. So hugs and beards, people. That's what I want. Okay. Thank you.
All right, ladies, thank you for joining me. And let's see. I think that's all I had for tonight. I guess we can tell the audience goodbye, and thank you all for watching. So, good night.